Hey guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, in this video I'm going to discuss something important about some mistakes people do when they buy a house in Canada, or you can say real estate mistakes. Before I proceed further, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. And also I would like to describe that I'm not a real estate professional at all, and this is just based on my experience, knowledge and research. And if you take anything out of this, you do it at your own risk. So guys, nowadays if you see that a lot of people are getting defaulted on their mortgages. Okay, it's a very bad thing for any country or for anyone, even individually. So of course, like, many circumstances are not in our hand, but there are certain things we should always be careful about. Okay, now very first thing I would say, if you like a house and you put an offer for it, don't just go blindly and put a firm offer, because in case a deal fails because of any issue at your side, you could be sued for something huge that may consume your whole life saving and then too much of legal trouble. It happens, not very common, but it happens. One way to avoid this mistake is to, and I would say the best way to avoid this mistake is to go for a conditional offer. Because when you put a conditional offer, like when I purchased my house, I had 7 days of conditional offer based on how finance arrangement and home inspection. That means although I paid the booking amount or whatever on first day itself, still I had the time of next 6 days to come out of the deal without any penalty. But if you put a firm offer, that could sometimes backfire you. So what you can do here is, like, as I said, that you should put a conditional offer, because after you put an offer, things do change. Like, maybe you realize that, oh, you did a mistake, something you should not have done, or something you made an offer you don't qualify for. Now, when I say something you do that you don't qualify for, you need to categorize even more. Now, a very good advice I would give, or I'll share my experience. I won't say advice because I'm not a real estate advisor, but based on my experience, right? Get a pre-approval. Because first of all, it does not impact your credit rating, credit score. Second, you actually know how much you qualify for. Okay, so that when you put an offer, you know how much you can afford. Okay, and so something that is beyond your affordability, definitely with that number in your head, you most probably will not go for it unless your circumstances change drastically. So that may help you. Now, when you have a period, let's say 7 days or 10 days after you put an offer, in that, what happens, and it's happening nowadays a lot, that the values of the properties are falling. Okay, because of various reasons. I don't have to go why and when and where, but what happens is that maybe based on the property that you have selected for, a financial institution may want to do an appraisal. Okay, so let's say you have put an offer for 800 and the appraisal value comes at 700. Then in that case, the financial institution is give you mortgage by considering the value of 700 for the property, and rest you are gonna be responsible. So some of you might be in a position to absorb the difference, some of you might not be in a position to absorb the difference. So when you actually go for like conditional offer and you save time and you have time, that's the benefit you get. Like, if the appraisal value short something that you cannot make the difference of, you can just walk away from the deal legally without any penalty. But if you have put a firm offer, imagine what's going to happen. A lot of people, those who have done pre-construction booking, are falling through because of this reason. Because when they booked the property, something that's going to be delivered in future, there was a value of the property, fine. Now at the time of closing, at the time when construction is getting over, if financial institutions go for an appraisal, that they are doing a lot nowadays, what they're gonna say, oh, the value has fallen. You booked at 800, but now its value is 750, 700, 680, whatever. They say, okay, fine, we consider it 700, but whatever is the appraisal value, 100,000 is on you. Can you really manage it? Some may, some may not. So don't get into this trap. Another thing I would say, like, home inspection is really very important, a must. Don't think that it's going to cost you $300, $400, $500, etc. But a third-party home inspector may find out some very important points about the house that is going to help you to take the decision. Okay, and something that you know that, okay, because if somebody wants to sell their house, they may do some artificial decoration or some artificial renovation that is eye-catching but hiding some difficult truth behind. So if you want to uncover those, hire a professional agency who's gonna do this and who's gonna share the results with you. Basically, these guys, third-party agency, they have no interest. They have no interest in you. They have no interest in the seller. They just do their job. They just inspect the property and provide report. So if there's any shortcoming, it's gonna fall into their report. So that's really gonna be, like, I would suggest, advantageous in your situation. They have nothing to do with the closing. They have nothing to do with the mortgage. So why not do this? Whatever amount it takes, go for it. This will be really helpful, honestly. Third is, guys, like, that my personal recommendation is, I don't find it, like, have some window. Why I would say have some window, and what I mean to say, I'm gonna tell you, is that let's say you qualify for a mortgage, okay, and your payment is coming $2,000 and you have locked your mortgage for 5 years. Okay, fine, at any percentage, let's say 3%. Okay, now first of all, although you have locked your interest rate for 5 years, are you gonna finish your mortgage in 5 years? In maximum cases, no, right? It takes 20 and all years. Fine. So what's gonna happen after 5 years? It has to be renewed based on the rate then. Okay, so when I say window, I mean you should not be in a situation that if tomorrow rate goes from 3% to 5%, you'll be out of budget. No, have some window. For example, $2,000 is the trigger point for you. That I'm not talking about the trigger point of mortgage. I mean your personal trigger point, that beyond that it's gonna be too difficult for you to make the payments. So make sure your budget falls within $2,000 a month. Okay, so that even if there's slight fluctuation in the market after 5 years, you can absorb. Okay, another aspect that some of you may not agree, but I would say that take a look at it, because whatever is the interest, it is always on the principal. Okay, so with every payment, if you are like making as per standard procedure, like standard fixed rate mortgages, then a component goes towards principal, a component goes towards interest, and interest is always based on the remaining principal. So if you see the chart, every payment, interest goes down and principal goes up in standard mortgages, not only interest only payment. I'm not talking about those. So what I mean to say, if possible, do some prepayments. Okay, again, when it comes to prepayment, you should read terms and conditions of your mortgage. My mortgage is with a major bank, and they do allow 15% of total principal value when it was locked as prepayment every year without any penalty. I know people nowadays find it really hard to pay the regular payments. How would they go for prepayment? But remember one thing, guys, even if you can make $100 a month toward prepayment, it may not sound a lot, but that $100 is actually hitting your principal. So that means your principal will come down every time you pay 100, just as an example. So like after 5 years, you will have like $6,000 reduced from your principal and its interest for rest of the remaining period that you have for your mortgage. So do some calculators that are available online, how much it's gonna make difference. It's in some cases it will come huge. Okay, again based on other factors too. So that's what I would also suggest. And after all that, guys, make a decision very wisely, very carefully. Like, don't be in haste. Just don't go by like what others are doing. See what you qualify, take your house, plan carefully, convenience, hospitals, shopping places, all these factors that you determine to get a house for, and then take the call, because anything goes wrong could hit you really hard. Okay, so that's what I say, guys. Be really careful, okay, so that you can actually get the correct deal, and don't fall into any trap. And when it comes to buying type of property, I would suggest, like, this is my personal opinion, I would always go for a resale, not for pre-sale. Because like if you're booking pre-sale, I'm not saying pre-sale booking is bad, definitely not. It's a lot of people do it, and many people are happy with their investments. But pre-sale is something you pay for something that does not exist at the time you do book, right? But resale is something you can go for viewership, you can go for property inspection. All these options are available. So that's what I say, guys. Let me know what you feel about it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.